How's it going, everyone? David from dodmedia. Today I'm going to be showing you how to... Oh, hang on, I forgot the hair light. What is that on the lens? Oh, that's what I'm going to be showing you how to make today. Lens dirt. Okay, so first of all, what is lens dirt? It's pretty self-explanatory. It's dirt that's on your lens. It's a thing used a lot in filmmaking and photography to be able to bring some kind of foreground obstruction into your shot. So for example, in cinema, you see it a lot when it's raining in a scene and like a car drives by and there's water that's been splashed somehow, like raindrops, on the lens. And as the car drives by, all of these bokeh elements light up on the screen until the light is gone and then they go dark again. So essentially it's light triggering those bokeh balls to flare up in your scene. And it's super simple to create, so let's jump right in. Okay, jumping straight into it, here's what you're gonna need. First of all, you're gonna need a camera. Something preferably with a long enough zoom or a fast enough prime lens that you can get very shallow depth of field as close as you can to the lens, because we're gonna be screwing on the second thing, which is the UV filter. Now I've just picked up the cheapest thing I can find online because it really doesn't matter. We're not trying to block the ultraviolet light from going into the camera. This is literally just something we're gonna spray with liquid. My liquid choice for this experiment is Dettol. That's right, I'm not gonna use water because I don't have something that can spray water easily and I'm not about to spit all over the lens filter. Instead, I'm just gonna use Dettol because it's a surface cleaner anyway, so I should just clean the lens after I'm done. Just wipe it off. It'd be brand new. Lovely. And also the real reason I'm using this is because it has a squeezy thing, so I can get a nice fine vapor out of it, which will put tiny little liquid particles on the filter, which when shone with a light, such as this one, will make those particles really glow when we hold this to the side of the lens. And that's essentially how you get lens dirt. Now I'm going to be shooting against this blind here. The reason I have it down is for two reasons. One is because it's a dark surface to shoot against, which is nice because it means that we'll essentially have a dark background. With mask theory, when you're using blending modes, black becomes transparent, which means that our particles will be white, this will be black, and it'll all work lovely. All right, I'm not gonna spray the Dettol onto this filter while it's on my camera, just because I don't particularly want to get Dettol all over my camera. However, I will spray it on from a distance so that I get a nice particle fineness thing going on. Ready? There we go. Now I'll screw this onto the front of the lens. Look at that. Now I'm shooting in RAW. I want to have as low ISO as possible. I want to have aperture as low as possible or as high as possible so that I can get as much out of focus bokeh as I can. So I'll put this, it's a 1.4 lens. I'll shoot it at 1.8 just so that we have guaranteed kind of extra sharpness in the bokeh. And then shutter speed will just have to be whatever balances. So I'm gonna shoot in aperture priority, and that way it's all balancing out. Okay, now I'm gonna turn off these lights and put the other light on the side before all of this dries up. I'm gonna hold this to the side of the lens like that and then shoot off a few photos. Insanely warm. Let me try just turning this into a bit of a cooler light. There we go, that's better. Much nicer. Okay, I'm gonna try closing the aperture down a bit because these bokeh balls are actually just way too big to be usable. So I'm gonna close it down to maybe f8 and see how this works. Much better. Okay, so completely ignore what I said last time. Close your lens down. Cool, that's looking pretty good. What's important is to try and prevent as much light from going on that background as possible so that stays as dark as possible while still getting enough light that it lights the lens. So if you have something like one of these Yongnuo things, then having those barn doors, they'll help to actually prevent some of that light from spilling out. All right, so here's one of the shots opened up. I've just opened it up in Adobe Camera Raw because it's essentially the same as Lightroom, but you can just open one file like that without having to import it and everything. So it's just a little bit faster. So if we take a quick look at the histogram, there's very little in the very black. There's a lot in the shadows. Most of it is in the midtones, and then highlights and whites are also pretty damn low. So what we want to do is bring down the blacks considerably so that we do actually have some real black in there. We'll add a touch of clarity just to make each individual bokeh thing pop a little bit more. Let's add some vibrance to that as well, just because there is some color in there, and it's kind of nice to transpose that into the blend. I'm just gonna make a very basic S-curve, just to get a little bit more oomph out of this. This whole area here is slightly too bright, so I'm actually gonna create an adjustment brush using K. I'm gonna bring up the clarity and the contrast. I'm just gonna keep that exposure where it is. I'm gonna take away that sharpness as well. I literally just want this area to be slightly more contrasted. Great. That'll do. Open the image up, save it as a JPEG. And now let's bring it in over some footage. All right, here's me pretending to be surprised when I turn on the light, because suddenly there's meant to be loads of crap that appears on the lens. But obviously I didn't have that on the lens when I was shooting it, right? You got that that was a trick. Okay, so what we're gonna be doing is taking our lens dirt image in, just scale it down until it fits on the screen there. Lovely. And change the blending mode to screen. Bam. Now you have loads of lens dirt on your lens. And doesn't that look wonderful? Well, not really, because it's just kind of appearing everywhere and it's not really being triggered by anything. What we want to have it happen is that when that light turns on, that suddenly the lens gets dirty, right? So let's just scroll through and hit a marker. Okay, that is when it turns on. And then the next frame, it's on full power. Great, so now we're gonna select the lens dirt layer. We're gonna do Shift, Alt, T, and that's gonna drop an opacity keyframe. And then we're gonna go to the next frame, drop another keyframe, and then let's go back one more frame and drop another keyframe. So now if I zoom into the timeline here, you can see there's 3 keyframes. Bam, bam, bam. First one, I want to be 0. The second one, I want to be maybe 50. And the third one, I want it to be 100. That way, you see the lens dirt, bam, it appears like that. Now that's cool, but the problem is it's still doing the whole lens, and I don't necessarily want it to do the whole lens. If you do, then great, that works for you and you're done and you can carry on with your day. But if you don't, what you want to do is basically create a mask. Now, the mask, you're going to want it to be stemming from here. This is the source of your light. So if you zoom out once and then maybe bring it down to like something like that, that's cool. That's a really, really harsh mask. So we're going to hit F and add some feather to that. Lots of feather, like that. But that's better. That's already better than having the whole frame filled with bokeh. And now, bang, there's your lens dirt. It's that simple. It's so simple to do. And if you shoot your own lens dirt and you try loads of different things out and you try different surfaces out, you try thumbprints, you try bokeh, you try different liquids, try oils, try that kind of thing, you'll get so many different textures and it'll be awesome. All right, there you go. I hope you found this useful. Man, that really is on that lens, isn't it? Whoa. You can do that really easily in After Effects. Leave a comment in the comment section if you'd like to have that as a future tutorial. All right, give it a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. You may win something from my store. I'll see you in the next video.